Ireland beat Portugal recently, as everyone knows. It's not the first time we've beaten Portugal. Yeah, that was another good day. Hi, I'm Brian Kerr. Here are some of my milestones with Sports Joe and Circle K. Well, that's in Drogheda on Easter Monday in 1990 with St Patrick's Athletic. We just won the league. We beat Drogheda to win the title. And Pats hadn't won since 1956. So it was 34 years. For me, as a kid, I supported St Pat's. I started going to Richmond Park when I was 8. And I had never seen them winning anything. And to end up as the manager, it was a glorious day to get to a situation where we could actually win the title. We actually had a reunion of that team in May last year, and we managed to get all of the players there with the exception of one, Damien Bourne, who wasn't too well. And sadly, Damien died a couple of weeks ago. He was the captain of the team. There's probably a lot of other pictures around that could have been used of that day with Damien lifting the trophy and the two of us hugging and kissing after the game. But it was a smashing day and a special day in my life and in the history of St Patrick's Athletic. So look at that. That's the joy after we've beaten Italy in the UEFA Under-16 European final. But obviously my greatest friend and buddy, Noel O'Reilly, unfortunately Noel's passed away. It was a marvellous day for Irish football, for all those players who had come through the schoolboy system in Ireland, who played grassroots football, who were part and parcel of the schoolboy leagues around the country. They were a special group, and we still have a special bond with a WhatsApp group that stay in contact. And regular contact, the odd reunion. Well, look, that's another great day. Just after the penalty shootout in Cyprus, so Liam George has just scored a winning penalty kick against Germany in the UEFA Under-18s final. But I remember doing the team talk at the end of it, knowing the match was going to extra time, possibly penalties. And I said to the players, when we got together for the first games in the qualification last October, I said, would we have settled for this situation to be in the final, playing Germany, 15 minutes each way, extra time to win the European title? Of course we would. Now let's go and win it. They would have all played their schoolboy football, grassroots level, schoolboy clubs in the DDSL and the various leagues around the country. And that's where they came from. And without the work that went on at those clubs, we would not have had the quality of those players, those combinations, and the ability to win those trophies. I made that very clear at the time. So it's marvellous that someone like Circle K continues to get behind grassroots football in Ireland to ensure that we've got a production line of quality players into the future, and hopefully more successful days like we had at those times. That's not actually Robin, the Dutch player. That's Robbie Keane, the Irish player, who just scored a fabulous goal against the Netherlands in the Amsterdam arena. It was a friendly match, 2004, just before their last game, before they went to the European Championships. And we just won the game, 1-0, with a really fabulous goal. And that was me kind of congratulating Robbie Keane at the end of the match and thanking him for scoring such a great goal to help us win the game. They were going to the Euros. Dick Advocate was the manager and they're a fabulous team. So it was a kind of a celebration going away day for them. But that was me congratulating Robbie at the end of the match because he scored a fabulous goal in the counter-attack. I remember our crowd were up behind the goal at that end and there was absolutely delirious celebrations.
When you see a player go from schoolboy football in Ireland to winning in Amsterdam, what does it say about the importance of investing in grassroots development?
Well, it's vital that there's continuous investment in grassroots football and underage football in Ireland. Players have to be fed into that system. They've got to go through the system first. They've got to have the structures and the help in the grassroots arena to get them to the stage where they play in the biggest arenas later in life. That was another good day, good night rather. February 2005, a young Damien Duff and an even younger John O'Shea and an even younger Ronaldo. And we were delighted to get Portugal to come Damien and Ronaldo were obviously in a tussle and having some words. But obviously something set him off that night, and he's having a bit of a go at the 19-year-old Ronaldo, who was already, you know, some player, because I remember seeing him a couple of times at Manchester United when I was going to watch John O'Shea. So John is, as ever, the peacemaker in the middle of both of them, asking Damien to maybe cool down a bit, but he's also smiling as he says it, because he was teammate Ronaldo. I mean, we won the match 1-0. Ireland beat Portugal recently, as everyone knows. It's not the first time we beaten Portugal, but I used John as a left back at that time, and Ronaldo was outside right. So what we had was Ronaldo against John O'Shea, but there was a great battle between them, a respectful battle, but John was determined to show he was able to do it, whereas Ronaldo got it and was all tricks and flicks as he is now, and John was determined not to let him show that. But it was a good night, and we won that game, and it was packed stadium, I remember, great atmosphere, and all three of them went on to be great players. Then Ronaldo has been one of the greatest players ever in the game. Support Grassroots football. Download the Circle K app, play cash for clubs, and start winning cash and kits for your local club.